The school is nothing less than a miracle to me. Because when we started in 2014, there were no teachers. I actually started the school without the staff. The whole staff, Bramble staff, left in 2013. People ask me why, I don't know. For me, it's like a spiritual journey at Bramble. Maybe God knew at that time that He wants to make something new, start something new at the school. The school was dead with nothing, like in nothing. No structures, no books, no desks. I was sitting in church and there was a lady sitting in front of me, Pauline de Klerk. She's very much involved in Partners for Possibility. Very much in church. I have a lot of organizations running in church. And then I asked Pauline, don't you have a plant for us? Please donate a plant to our school. At that time, the school was still in shambles. You really need to believe what the school looked like if we would see the before and the after photos. We wanted to change the school from the inside. The building we couldn't do anything about. And I asked people for plants and just to brighten up the school a little. And Pauline asked me, did you hear about Partners? Do you know about Partners for Possibility? I said, no. Explain. Then she explained to me, but she said to me, to become involved, you must attend a few of their meetings at Oudemolen, I think. And that is what I did. The 8th month in my leadership, I asked Partners for Possibility. I approached them, please give me a business partner, because I knew I couldn't change the school the way it was to a school that is really, conducive for teaching. I think the community was waiting for something to happen at the school. There was no sports being played at the school. It was just, and excuse me if I'm saying that, I'm just honest, it was a staff who came in and just earned their salaries. Nothing happened here. And I knew I couldn't do it alone. And again, my spiritual journey kicking in. I think it was in September where they phoned again. And they said they have a business partner for me. A young guy, Rida Ahmed. His company that he's working for, I think the name is Vintage Capital. I welcomed the young mind, vibrant, with young ideas. Last year, I think, yes, it was last year, he phoned me, that was in January, to say that his company has 50,000 rand for Bramble. But they don't want to spend the 50,000 rand like in divided. 10,000 for stationery, 10,000. They want one project for the 50,000. I need to think about it, discuss it with the SGB, discuss it with the SMT, the school management team, and come back to him. That money was laying with them for very long. And eventually Rida phoned me to say, Charmaine, they are going to use the money or they're going to take it back if you're not going to make up your mind what we're going to do. But when I started in 2014, I started with 8 teachers. It was from grade R to grade 7 and with 240 learners. With the condition the school looked like, there was no fence, no desks, no textbook, no windows even, no roofs, no ceilings, nothing. If you look up, you look straight into where we are sitting now. This whole upstairs part, this section here upstairs was sagging. It was actually very dangerous when the wind blows for the roof sheets to blow down. And then Rida came to my rescue, him and Vintage Capital. And eventually we opted for a container. It stands at the back. Because with the school growing and the things that changed at the school, we really changed the school around with the grace of God. We had more learners coming in. Obviously all these empty classes, now we need to occupy it because we have more learners, more classes. At the moment we have now 430 learners with 14 teachers. I myself, I'm teaching full time from 8 o'clock till 2:45, and I'm managing the school Ask me how, I don't know. God is just leading me through every day. But I'm enjoying it. A lot of people ask me now, isn't it tough? Yes, it is tough. It's challenging. It's abnormally challenging. And there's a tiredness coming with it. But I usually call it a blessed tiredness. And I think my success is based on the fact that I fell in love with the school. I saw the school from another eye. Because that is what we must do sometimes. Don't look at the problem as it is there. Look beyond that. And I looked at the school when I came in here as a principal from a different eye, a different angle. And I saw the potential in the school. I fell in love with the learners. I fell in love with the community even. I'm one of those principals who will get into my car. They know my car already. When I'm on the road, getting learners out of the bed, getting them to come to school. I get them into my car and I bring them to school. Partners for Possibility for me was, it actually gave me a map. The reason why I say map, because if I look back, and I'm speaking from my own experience, you walk into this huge, and you realize it when you walk into it and you step into it. You're now a principal, you're a leader, not just of a school, but you're leading people. It's human beings. It's not dead material that you're working with. And you're working with adults, professionals, teachers. You're working with a community. And especially in a community like this, where there's so much hurt and pain and anger, a lot of broken down families, a lot of single parent families. So if you look at it in the deeper side, your job is way, way bigger than just being a principal. There's no manual for you. Read through it so long during the holiday before you start your job. Nothing. And I came in here not knowing what to do, not knowing where to start. But when Partners for Possibility stepped in with Rida and all those workshops we had to attend, every time I came from a workshop, I came back richer, more knowledge. Yes, that I'm going to try that, I'm going to implement that. But I think something that stands out for me that time is where they have all the principals in a group. That for me is brilliant, because you can only learn from each other, sharing with each other. And what I've learned from my colleagues in that group. Our church has a saying, you learn in rows, like the school learners, but you grow in circles. So for me, that was awesome. If you listen to the principals, what they're going through, if you listen to them, what their situations are at their schools, then I came back every time empowered, more empowered. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to make excuses. I can do that. I can do it. If he can do that with those circumstances, then I can do it. Partners for Possibility not only presented a map to me, a map where it gave me direction, because you need to have direction, obviously, otherwise you're going to stand still on one place. You need to know where you're going to and where you want to be. Partners for Possibility gave me that tool, that manual that's absent, because there is no manual how to lead. And today I can proudly say, if I look back, I call myself a leader without a title. That is why I'm teaching. I'm in the struggle with the teachers. I'm on tuck shop duty. I do playground duty. I do all the things that a teacher must do. Partners for Possibility made me strong. It made me believe in myself. For me, it's that warmth. It's that we later became a family, really. We could pick the phone up and phone each other. We could ask each other for advice. for us, it was something to look forward to when we know there's a date, a set out or scheduled where we need to meet with each other. So for me, the warmth, the camaraderie, just knowing there's someone where I can get help from. You're not alone anymore. Myself and Rida, we sat one. I think that was the first year we met. We worked out strategies, how to improve the school, because like I said earlier, we couldn't do anything about the building, but we could change the inside. I used to look back and compare it with an Easter egg even. It looks beautiful outside. You do get those schools look beautiful outside, but hollow inside, nothing going on inside. So we decided we're going to turn it around. With the school building looking like that, we can't do anything like with that. It's something out of our hands, something out of our control, but we can control and we can change the inside. So we started changing the work ethic. We started changing the atmosphere of the school. We started changing the school in such a way that the learners started taking pride in the school. In the past, what the SGB told me, the previous school governing body, the learners didn't want to go to their classes. The teachers had to run after them to get them into their classes. It was really difficult to have that work ethic at the school because teachers didn't worry. It's almost like, to put it in a nutshell, they gave up hope. We were passionate about these learners. I myself come from a disadvantaged township, and I'm a product of that kind of township, and that is why I have a soft place in my heart, and I have a passion for these kind of township children, and that is why we sat down and we started working out strategies on how to do it. I mentioned the gift boxes every year, at the end of every year. We challenge the learners, if you are going to be absent for 10 days or more, you are going to forfeit your gift box. We have the registers to prove that. Then the next year, we made the challenge a little bit tighter, and we said, you are going to be, if you're absent for 5 days or more, you're going to forfeit it. So that is where we increased and improved the absenteeism problem. They didn't wear their uniform. They came with jeans, with anything under the sun, but not uniform. Then we focused on our uniform because we believed that uniform goes hand in hand with the pride of the school. And now we have them wearing the uniforms. Even our grade R's have a special uniform. When they enroll, the parents pay 350 Rand for that uniform. And we had such a lot of ideas that we played with, how to get the learners to buy into the school and to be proud of the school. Even with the littering, learners littering, they said in the past, after every interval, the whole playground, and it's a huge playground, full of papers. Then we had little, it's cheap, we bought it at a stationery place, trophies that we handed out every Monday morning at our assemblies for the class where learners pick up the litter, and we actually monitored every area in front of the classes. Now it's easy. The learners know now that they must take their wrappers, put it in your pocket. If you come to your class, then you put it in your bin. Then also with the late coming, I used to stand at the gate, and I used to stand there so that I can just be visible for them and just encourage them. Come, lift up those feet. You are late, your line is waiting for you. And I told you about myself going to their houses to go fetch them. I even had them in little flip-flops. I had them in pajamas. Some of them came to the school in pajamas. I said, no, you are playing in the road, you're coming to school. Take off each one what you do at your school. What do you do at your school to improve that in that area? And you learn from each other, you share, and then you bring it back to your school. So obviously, if I wouldn't have been part of Possibility, I would have been so much poorer in my ideas and my strategies. So yes, a lot of these strategies, a lot of these ideas come from the fact that I was part of the Partners for Possibility group. I was new in this position. Like I said, there were times that I really needed guidance from outside, and Rida would help me and lead me in a lot of ways. Rida, I need your help. I don't know how to get the teachers that unit, because I usually tell the teachers I used to tell them, because I'm new in this job and because I'm taking over a school, a seriously dysfunctional school, I need to take small steps. Because I need to allow myself to take small steps. I cannot change the whole school in a year. But I need the teachers also to take small steps with me. Because if you're going to lag behind, then we are going to pick up trouble. So Rida would come in with his knowledge, because he is part of such a huge company, and because they usually or regularly have these meetings where they talk about unity and teamwork. Then he would give me some of those strategies, how to get people on board, how to work with them, and even with that human relationships, how to build a strong and positive human relationships with your staff, with your parents. The thing that we struggle with, and it sometimes seems to me it gets difficult by the year, more difficult each year, is the parents coming on board, that partnering with the parents or the parents partnering with the school. You don't get the involvement of the parents. And Rida also came in there just to give me a few tips how to get the parents involved. So there also Rida helped me a lot. We have now parents running the drill squad. You will see in the foyer the huge picture of our drill squad. We're the only school in Bonteheuwel having a marching band. That is another word for a drill squad. We started it in 2014, and I need to tell you that if you look in the foyer at all the trophies, a lot of the trophies we had to give it back. We couldn't keep it. Everywhere the drill squad goes is just first prizes. Then we also have a group of parents taking over the running club. We started a running club 2 years ago, and now we have Nantes. Now Nantes is an established running club. They took over our learners, and they have a bus coming in every Wednesday evening to come and fetch the learners to run at the track. I don't know if you saw them, they have these bibs on, reflective green bibs. They are the walking bus ladies. They need to see in the mornings and in the afternoons that the learners are safe when they come to school and when they walk back home in the afternoons. For me, something that stands out at our school that I'm very proud of is that in 2015 we started a Mandarin class where our learners speak Chinese. The highlight of the Mandarin class is that last year we entered for the first time at Grooterskia High School for the Chinese song competition, and Bramble walked away with first prize.